Fear and greed run through the wire. Candles climb and then expire. Our edges cut from the profile, sharp and clean by every buyer. He conquers the markets, he turns water into wine. His timing flows where chaos turns divine. Cut sharp enough to time the sign. Yeah, this man's no common trader. He commands the market's numbers. We call him Chef Bailey. The market bends beneath his flame. Fear and greed run through the wire. Candles climb and then expire. Our edges cut from the profile, sharp and clean by every buyer. Markets move, they twist and swing. Every tick can burn or bring. Ryan keeps calm, he trusts his thing. The charts tell him everything. But when T1 makes ding, 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 the futures spread their hidden wing. And he is ready for anything. Vic's still looking like a restless king.
Ready to stop guessing and start growing as a trader? Welcome to Vici Trading Solutions, a community built by real traders for serious learners. We don't just post trades, we teach the why behind every move. With a full education section and daily breakdowns, you'll start seeing the market like a pro. You won't be trading alone. Inside the Vici Discord, you're surrounded by committed traders, from futures pros to rising crypto specialists, all learning and winning together. Gain first access to our exclusive indicators, powerful tools used daily by hundreds across TradingView and beyond. These aren't gimmicks, they're built to sharpen your edge. Each morning, our founder posts a full trading plan for the S&P 500 or NASDAQ and calls out the levels he's watching live. No fluff, just clarity. Education, tools, community. Whether you trade futures, stock, or crypto, Vici gives you the foundation and firepower to grow. Join Vici, trade smarter, conquer the markets.
Man, what's up, Team Vici? What's up? Oh, man. Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh, my. Have we been calling the hits? It's been a murder. There's been a murder in here, people. Come get me. I was laughing my ass off, and we're going to get to why. What's up, Jerry? What's up, Cole? Good to see you. There's a lot of people in here that I missed this as you guys were coming in. It's a pleasure to see everybody. It's good to see you guys. What a day. What a day. Oh, my God. It's almost like we kind of figured this was going to happen, right? The 250-point squeeze. I didn't know it was going to be 250 points, but we sure as fuck knew, we sure kind of knew that was something was going to happen. So, man, was that exciting. What's up, Bill? Good to see you, man. I'm glad you're here. Bryce, what's up, gentlemen? My goodness, what a crazy day today. We're going to go over a few things. It was a pretty muted day after the big move this morning, but, you know, I'm going to do some patting myself on the back today because, man, we've been on fire, absolutely on fire. And, you know, this morning when I woke up, I saw the market open yesterday, and obviously they were like, it was like plus or minus, 10 points. When I went to bed, it was down like 30 or 40. And I was like, guess we're not going to squeeze. That's disappointed. Woke up this morning, still listening at the lows, but I still held my position. I had to have conviction, right? I mean, we still hadn't, not done our thing, right? The market wasn't even open yet. So of course I'm going to wait. And then just ramped it. Oh my God. Yes. I was so excited. I had a great day. There was a lot of people in the Discord room. Great day. Amazing day. Last week was amazing. This week's amazing. We've already started Monday off crazy. So let's just get into it. before we do that, let's just go ahead. You guys know what you got to do here. Please follow me across all socials here as usual. Make sure that you like and retweet and all that good stuff. Get the news out there. Let everybody know that we are doing our thing over here. Team Vici is killing it. It is Ryan Bailey Edge across YouTube, X, Substack, and TradingView. Just unbelievable day today. And, I just love it because we call all this stuff in advance. This doesn't happen in the moment. We are literally days in advance on this stuff, guys. I'm so excited. So because it was kind of a muted day, I'm going to do a little tapping myself on the back. We're going to do a little replay. And then we're also going to talk about the areas that I'm looking at for this week. We touched on it in the weekend review. I just want to touch on it again and the levels that are important for us going into tomorrow. Okay. So let's just start here with this one. All right. So guys, this is really important. I put out an article yesterday. Everybody should be reading this. This was a free article. Pass it on to your friends. This is one of the better articles I've written, honestly. It's how elite traders are positioning for Q2 growth. This is actually trending right now. It is getting a ton of views, and I am really proud of this article. I worked hard on it on Saturday and got it out for everybody. And it talks about a lot of good stuff in here. I mean, I cover everything from the S&P to oil to metals. And it's great. And so please make sure that you check it out. This is all about strategic positioning, and there's a little bit more that goes into this. Actually, we had a trade that has already played out or started to play out due to, whatever. We finally hit our levels, but I got my first fills today on gold. We talk about in this article, I talk about strategic positioning with gold and silver and the numbers that I'm looking at. To buy. And obviously, guys, just because we're pulling back in gold does not mean it's time to get scared. The more that we devalue the dollar, which they're clearly going to do as they lower interest rates or what have you, or continue to print money because they're addicted to stimulus, they're certainly never going to stop doing that. We're going to continue to devalue our dollar in doing both of those things. And so metals will continue to increase no matter what. That is just how the world works. And so this was a nice pullback to sub 4,000. I actually got fills at 393 today. And then I added a little bit today above $400 as well. So I think that I could come down to 375, but I'm looking to build a nice little core position here. This is nice to be diversified. It's one thing Ray Dalio always talks about. Being very diversified. He does oil, gold, metals, bonds, stocks, everything. He has like 8 different sections. And then that way, no matter what's happening, you can usually get a fairly decent return. If one crashes, the other one kind of props it up, et cetera. So this is obviously a long-term inflation hedge for me. And again, we were just at 5,300 or 400, something like that with gold. And now we're down in the sub 4s. And so I am real happy to pick up some gold here long term. So that is awesome. So let's talk about last week. This was a great trade that we had on Wednesday. We had the short from the trade plan when we were going to break the 67.21. This was FOMC day, guys. As you guys know, I was in the room here. We were short futures, basically waiting for this to come down. The process told us that we were coming lower. Obviously bought some puts here as well on SPY. The beautiful part about it is we could have held it all the way down to the end of the day, which was here, but we didn't just do that. We held it through the overnight session. We had a target of 66.23, which was the weekly, but our lower, more precise target was 66.11, and that's exactly what we aimed for when we got the open on, I think this was Thursday. So just an absolute banger of a short. For those of you guys who are in the room, very well know that I was in puts here. Bought these things at $1.45 and ended up getting out at $5.78. Made 400% on these puts for the live call for the people in the room. This was in the trade plan. This was given way ahead of time. I just always show you guys my execution. I write these plans for me. Please understand that. I do not write these plans for you. I write these plans for me because I am a real trader. This is what I do. I share them with you. So if I write this plan and it's in the plan, you can damn near well better believe I'm taking this trade unless there's some extenuating circumstances like I'm taking a nap, because that's about it. If I tell you guys this is what it is. So guys, I always practice what I preach and I put my money where my mouth is, and that is what this is about. So Roy, what's up, Roy? Good to see you, buddy. Hey, thanks for liking all my stuff. I've been doing the same with you. I appreciate you coming through, man. That's what's up. So we do this every day. Well, not every day. I do this Monday through Thursday at 5 o'clock, do a little recap of the trade plan, go over our levels, some good stuff. We talk about maybe what's going to happen the next day, depending on how much time we got. So let's go ahead and get right into the Sunday. This is the week in review. If you guys haven't watched this, please do. I mean, it's not too late. The weekend reviews are really kind of high time frame. They cover the whole week, but I do include the trade plan for Monday. So please keep that in mind, guys. If you are a Substack subscriber, I have had a ton of new subscribers. I mean, a lot of new subscribers. I've been getting a lot of emails, and people are like, hey, where's the trade plan today? Listen, I do the AM trade plans on Tuesday through Friday, okay? The one for Monday comes out Sunday. Comes out a whole day in advance, and it has a video with it. That's how it works, okay? So please keep that in mind. Tomorrow, you will get just a text version, and you will get it into your inbox before 8:30. So that's how Sundays work. But on Sunday, we were setting up the squeeze, the leg low sweep, setting up the squeeze, guys. I also put some data out I obviously posted some things on X and on Substack. I tend to post it when I have tweets. I try to make them go to both places, even though I got to tell you, I get so much more love from Substack. I love you guys. Seriously. I mean, X it's just a cesspool, but man, I got to tell you, I've been getting lots of love from Substack. And so that is truly my home at this point. And I appreciate all the love that you guys have been showing me. I actually put this out on Substack as well. And it was in the trade plan, obviously, for Sunday. We had 18 oversold conditions fire on Friday, something that has only happened twice in 30 years. You guys know I'm a big data guy. I do not trade on opinion, period. That is not how you make money consistently. You might think it's going to go up, and it might, but you can only do that so many times. That's why we base everything we do off of data, probabilities, and statistics. And so I'm a huge statistics guy. And then here again, as you can see, we had another big one here that basically said that 92% of the time, this is going to basically come up to about 6,700 on SPX, which is interesting. So essentially, we're looking at about a 3% return off of this push. We had a massive 2.5% push today, right off the rip, and they actually hit one of our higher targets, which I'm going to get into today. So I don't really know what's going to happen. I think we could still squeeze up a little higher as long as we hold a certain level, which I'm going to show you guys. We're going to continue our move up to the leg end. If not, then down we go, and I'll show you guys what that looks like. But first, guys, listen. Look at this. On Friday, on March 20th, maybe this is Thursday. I don't even know. What was the 20th? 20th was Friday. Look, I posted right here. Now that we've swept all my swing low targets, next week we squeeze, right? And then boom, check this out. Pre-market, 250 points, just bang-a-rang, unbelievable. I got to tell you, I usually don't have amazing Mondays. Mondays are kind of doldrum for me. I've been smiling from ear to ear on this one, let me tell you. And it's not even about the money that was made. I just love calling this shit way in advance because I know that you guys are reaping the rewards off of this. And when it doesn't work out exactly like I say, I'm like, oh man, that's too bad. Like, I really want to be right all the time. Maybe it's an ego thing, probably is an ego thing. But a lot of it's because I know a lot of people here are actually putting their money where they're like, they listen to me and they do what I say. So I obviously don't want to be wrong. I mean, that's not good for anybody's reputation or account for that much. So anyways, it doesn't matter. We got it. It was a banger, and we're still cruising. So we'll see what happens. We're going to get into that, but this was beautiful. I couldn't be happier here. And then this is what I was talking about. So check this out. This was straight from the trade plan, guys. So as you can see, this was the final thoughts. This is right at the end, right? I kind of put everything together, a little synopsis. And like I said, we've now completed the sweep of the largest swing low on the monthly and weekly time frames for SPX and ES. This was the ultimate high time frame short target that we've been discussing for weeks. You guys all know I've been discussing this for weeks. I've been discussing that. What is that? The 65, whatever it was. I don't know what it was. 65.25, I think it was. I've been talking about that for a minute, and we finally got it Friday, right? So basically what I was all about was I said, if this thing squeezes, check this out. We were targeting the upper end of the leg at 67.49. Look where we hit right here, literally to the tick, 67.49. Got my sniper rifle out with that one, boys. Oh, pat on the back with that shit. All right, that's good stuff. We had a massive put wall up there. And just to let you know how I got that number, guys, this wasn't just some arbitrary number. This was the weekly point of control. This is the previous weekly point of control. Once we started to accept value, guys, that's where they're headed. They're going back to value. That's why this works, right? As you can see, they flew right up. We talked about filling this in right here as long as they could get over 33, which, we'll talk about, right? And then they fill this in, and where is the target? 67.49. Got your ass. That's right. So, man, oh man, this shit makes me smile so much. I love it. So anyways, we had the 18 oversold conditions fired on Friday. We actually had one on Thursday as well, which kind of, gave me the hint that this was happening. And essentially, I'm basically saying, hey, listen, use the 66.27 weekly as your trigger on ES, right? That is right here. Look at this. This is the swing low right here. Oh no, 66.27. Sorry. That is this area right here that we were holding on to today, right? And so it says above this, and we are running. Now, I'm going to get into that because this is going to be the big level that we need to watch, guys. I'm going to show you why, okay? I'm going to show you why on a couple different things. You know what? Let me show you why right now. And I already showed you why. And on various things. If you watch the weekend review, I get into it even more. But check this out. This is 2 weekly profiles back to back. Look at this has a value area low right around 25 or 30. And this one has another one at 33. Guys, we're basically have overlapping value areas. Let me pull this into a smaller. We have overlapping value areas. If we sustain inside here, we move all the way up, which we did, right? But that's how I come up with this stuff. It's not arbitrary. This is really important stuff, you guys. And it's all stuff that is right here. I lay it out for you guys. There is no I wonder how he got that. Watch the weekend review. It's all there. I lay it out for you. And it is like trade by numbers around this joint. So, all right. So here's the next one. Check it out. So here's our squeeze trigger, guys. And this is, again, where this level comes into play. This is the 66.27 through 33 squeeze trigger. That is the same double value areas that I just showed you. We had a weekly at 66.27. We had a put wall at 28, and we had the daily at 33. You can see when they opened up today, they pushed above the 33, and they pushed up 70 points in the cash session. These ranges were just absolutely unbelievably big. Could not believe how big they were, actually, because they didn't look like it. They looked like just little bitty things. And this thing was juking. So 70 points once we opened above this. We came down. We kind of pushed through here just a little bit, just a hair. But we're ultimately holding this big area here. This, for me, is the big area that we want to stay above below. As long as we can stay above 33, we will continue to push up higher. I obviously have some untested areas higher that we're going to get into here real shortly. I'm probably just going to bring my charts down and we're going to take a look. But I just wanted to show you that this is truly the level that we're talking about here, guys. And as you can see, this is the big zone loaded with confluence, the weekly, all that stuff, double value area low situation in a massive volume node. And I showed that in the weekend review. I actually made a specific point to point that out to everybody. And it really was a spot that if we jumped over, that, we would essentially, look at this, fill in the inefficiencies on the weekly profile, targeting 67.49, set it 2 times. Oh my goodness. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? You're a killer. I'm a serial killer. All right, so here we go. So that is our squeeze target. All right, so now, let's talk about this. I hate to leave this out. I got to talk about VIX because it's going to become very important for us this week. VIX has the 2470 monthly has been so important for us time and time again. I mean, we have played this level. I mean, at this point, we probably played it 50 times. And we're really using this for our big above below gauge. It used to be our upside pivot. Now it is our floor. As we continue to move up, we have tested everything below us. And this is truly our big upside pivot here, guys. If we push below 2470, I truly believe that the indices will get a significant tailwind and rise a little bit. And then obviously, if we stay above it, we're going to continue to stay suppressed, as this is our big above below pivot. I mean, as you guys know, I've been talking about this for weeks. It has played true time and time again. You can even see over here how they held it and stayed above it. And again, today they did the same thing. So just absolutely incredible level, something we certainly need to be watching for floor. I'm looking at this as the floor. It remains our big above below trigger. It's simply that. It's that simple. So keep an eye on this. This is going to be very important for tomorrow. So here's the other part. Here's what I wanted to talk to you guys. So, we've talked about the plan. We talked about, gave myself pats on the back. Okay, all right, cool. Enough of that shit, right? So now what, Ryan? Now what? Now what are we going to do? Well, that's a great question, right? So, I showed you guys that we got to stay above the 66, 27, 33 area. We've got those double value area lows, and we've got the weekly, and we've got all kinds of stuff sitting there, daily, the whole nine. I mean, it's super important, right? But let me show you what I'm thinking, what I truly think can happen. Now, again, as you guys saw, one of my targets was 67.49. That could have been the high. It could have been, and I don't know that it's not. So, I'm going to pull this down real quick and show you, and I wasn't even going to do this. I'm just thinking outside the box. So I'm trying to get up into here to this area, 67.60 to 67.87. This is our leg down. This massive thing is our leg down, right? They got super duper close. That could have been good enough. I do not know. That was obviously, as you could tell, that was one of my major targets. I mentioned it twice. I didn't even mention any other targets. That was the one I was after. I honestly did not think we would be there that fast today. That's why I had a shit-eating grin on my face most of the day. But here we go. So look, here is the ES spot. Now I'm just going to show you this. I drew it out beforehand so that you guys could get an idea of what I'm talking about. This is our major leg down that we are retracing right now. As long as we stay above 66.33 and 27, we will continue to push up. Now we need to keep a real close eye on this. Yes, there is support down here at 65.81. and 65.75. The issue with these areas, I'm not saying they won't play, but the issue with these areas is we have not gained anything. Guys, these bear market squeezes happen all the time. We sweep, we pop hundreds of points, we don't gain any kind of support, and we retrace the whole damn thing. And that is honestly, in my opinion, exactly what's going to happen here again, unless we can gain 67.87. If they can't close above here on the daily, we will make new lows once again. Okay, I'm telling you right now. So in my opinion, I have a couple spots that I'm really watching. 67.23, and at this point we blew through it. So actually I'm not watching it anymore. I see it's tested now. So forget I said that. Take that out. All right. So I'm really watching 67.87. This is my main leg down. It's also a weekly that is tested, but it remanifested itself. It is perfectly in line with this new daily leg down. And then we've got this massive daily weekly spot at 61. It would not surprise me to see 61 play. But the real trade here is if 87 plays and we get back below 61, this thing's done. Forget about it. Swing short as long as I can hold it to new lows. That is the play here. So again, as long as we hold above 33, we should come all the way up to 60s, if not 87. If we do make it up here, they have to close above 87 to shift momentum in the favor of the Bulls. And if they don't, we'll come right back down. Guys, they haven't gained support. 250-point pop. Couldn't gain anything. Nothing. So there is a possible chance that we might just come down now. But again, I don't necessarily think that's going to happen. But we'll see. Again, I don't know. That's why I only trade cash session and I wait and see where it's going to happen. So here is the other spot, guys. So this is the same area that I'm looking for on SPY, 671. I am actually still long SPY right now. I ended up taking off 3/4 of my trade at this spike and then here. And so I am, I held since Friday. And so when we had this big, I had to take money off of that spike. I had to. So I took half here and then another quarter here. And then, I'm still holding a quarter position and I'm hoping that we can get up to 671. That would be this big leg down once again. And so that is ES and SPY. And then here you go. So check this out. Here it is on SPX. Once again, the same thing. SPX, massive leg down. Looking at the 67.15 area. And it might even be the 66.96 spot. Somewhere in here, honestly. But again, they still haven't gained support. They still have not done it. So I have a very strong belief or possibility. It's just saying that if they get above 66.32 on SPX, that this will be our big reactionary area that we're going to keep an eye on. So that is the juice right there, guys. And I hope that I have made things super clear for you guys. That is what I'm anticipating this week. And we really have the one big level that we need to hold, and that's the 33.27 spot that we're basically sitting on right now. And as long as we hold that, we'll drift up. And if they don't, there is a potential chance that we could come much lower, and then they won't go test the leg in, at least not right now. One of the things that I wanted to show you guys that I made over the weekend, this is called, so for those of you guys who don't know, or maybe you do know, maybe you don't know, I'll just say it anyway. So I'm a big VWAP. I love VWAP because VWAP for me is value, is volume weighted average price. And so because I like profile, it's the same thing. I have point of control and I have my deviations, which are the value area high and lows. The same thing applies for VWAP. You have the VWAP, which is basically point of control, and you got your 1 and 2 standard, which are kind of like value area high and low, and they move. But here's the thing. SPX has no volume, right? Because it doesn't physically trade. It's an options, it's an options product. And so it gets zero volume, none, right? And so there is no such thing as VWAP on SPX. And so I basically designed something that institutional traders use when we were at the fund, and they use something called TWAP, which was time weighted average price. And so it's basically the same thing, but it does it on time. And I've used, the smaller increments to essentially give you the more granular look. But this thing is awesome. It does not only monthly, weekly, but also daily time frames. It also marks the previous. As you can see, this was the last week's VWAP, and then it draws a line over it. You can even see we actually smacked from the previous week's VWAP. So anyways, with that being said, this is a great indicator. If you're looking at SPX all the time like I am, that's one of the big things that's missing is VWAP. And so I created TWAP for you guys. This is something we used at the fund, and I figured, if I can make it now, then might as well. And I've shared it with you guys. So make sure that you go to Ryan Bailey Edge on TradingView and get this. It's free. Just go get it. It's for you guys. It's certainly worth grabbing. So with that being said, fantastic Monday, fantastic week. I mean, just unbelievable. I'm actually treating my wife to a trip in Florida on Friday. It's been such a great week. So I'm looking forward to enjoying some of this profits, because all work and no play certainly doesn't do the body good either. So I hope you guys had a wonderful day. Tomorrow we will get the trade plan out to you at 8:30 in the morning or sooner. It will be in your inbox, and I will be here at 5:30 at 5 p.m. for the post-market breakdown Eastern time. You guys have an excellent night, and I will see you tomorrow. And tomorrow we conquer the markets. Cheers.